Ooh. Good afternoon.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
Good. What's going on with you? Let me share the link because for some miraculous reason, people don't see things. Oh, Jesus. Shit. So I'm going to share it in the Facebook group as well. How are you anyway? What's going on?
Same stuff, man. What's new with you?
All is good. All is behaving myself. Who's got some wins? Parker, got a win?
Yeah, actually.
Everybody knows I like to start with wins. So
Yeah. I just revived a 30K deal, so all good on my end. Yeah.
What's the comms on that?
I'm in some accelerators, so it's a 10%er, so a decent payout.
Good. Who else is here? Randy, you got a win?
What's up, Bill? Yeah, I got to win. Actually, on the same lines as Parker, I was given like a lift, like an old leads call, and I was able to get in an appointment with another 30K, 35K offer. So hopefully that'll come through.
Awesome. Good. Mr. Brandon, what's happening, buddy? Long time.
Yeah, been a long time. Good to see you, Bill.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. How are you?
All right. You behaving yourself?
Trying. Not doing very good, but trying.
Any wins for us?
Yeah, so we're kind of proving out. We're a brand new company. We're proving out our SDR cold calling outreach, and we're working on closing cold deals. And had a good win last week.
Good. Okay, cool.
It was one of our first
I
deals.
just want to make sure that there's people, because there's going to be people in both places. There's going to be people on this, and then there's going to be people in the Facebook group. If you're in the Facebook group and you can hear me and everyone is kosher, drop a 1, drop a 2, drop a high, drop something, just so I know that it's live and that we're rocking and rolling. And then we're going to get going, guys. All right. What I want to do is I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that has joined. We kind of built this group, I suppose, the middle of this week. I think it was started last week. There's nearly 500 people in here already, which is awesome. And that's just going to keep building and growing and developing as the business grows and pushes forward. The biggest thing that I've always kind of saw as developing a tremendous amount of salespeople is that everyone falls apart when they get an objection. And it's actually the most easiest part of the whole conversation. Why? Because there's a process in place and everyone wants to overcome each objection as they keep coming. And here's the trick, and here's the tip for you all. Stop overcoming the objection. And you're all saying to me, what the fuck is he on about? How is he going to build a business if we can't overcome the objection? The truth is, don't overcome the objection, overcome the person. If you overcome the person, what happens to the objection? It goes bye-bye. Why? Because the person that is giving you the objection is the person that's in control of what happens from here. So I don't need or want or desire to overcome all the objections. All I need to do is overcome the person because he's going to overcome the objections for me. Make sense? And that's what I'm going to develop you all on. That's what I'm going to push forward for you all because it's so fucking easy when you know what you're doing. Okay, so let me share my screen and let's get rocking and rolling. And I'm going to show you how to pierce the think about it objection so it never, ever, ever rears its ugly head again. Okay. All that makes sense. Firstly, happy?
100%.
Cool. Okay, so my technology skills are crap and they probably should be a lot better as a business owner. But anyway, what can you do? Fuck it. I am what I am, as they say. Okay, watch this. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Before we go into this, let's play a little game. Let's see what's going on. let's get Parker off mute because I want all these to be interactive because I'm going to coach you all as best as I can, as you all know, and I'm sure I've worked with an awful lot of you before. Let's get Parker off mute. Let's get Randy off mute. Parker, overcome his think about it straight away. How do you feel we should move from here is the question. And then Randy, let's hear from you and then let's break it down.
Yeah, so Randy, how do you think we should move forward from here?
Man, I feel like I gotta think about it.
Yeah, man, that's not a problem, and I can respect that. Do you feel like what we do here can actually get you to where you want to go?
Yeah, I feel like it mostly could.
Yeah. Why do you feel like it could though?
Yeah, I feel like the systems you have in place are exactly what I want, and the fact that you coach and help me through the process,
Mhm.
I think that's very important.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that's fair enough. Going away and just having to think real quick. But can I ask, what is it exactly you want to go over in your mind, just to see if I could help?
Yeah, it's one of those things. So I have to go ahead and look at my finances and
Bingo.
see,
There we go,
yep.
Parker. Well done. How did Parker know that? How did you do that, Parker? You must have been listening, watching, and seeing this week, have you?
I've watched a lot of Bill Walsh replays.
My
That's
dear
the
little
truth.
friend.
Yeah.
My dear little pickle, huh? Good stuff,
Yeah.
buddy.
So number one, you just got to get them to basically say that what we do is
Correct.
going to help them, right? You got to get a yes out of them. And then
Correct.
number two, you ask them what you got to actually think about. And a lot of times they'll just kind of tell you like, well, I just got to see what the money situation is. And it's like,
Correct.
okay, is that logistical or what does that look like now?
Correct. Because to think about it is the biggest smoke screen on this green art. It's not an actual objection. It's the biggest smoke screen that actually stops you from getting to the real answer. And without you getting to the real objection, without you getting to the real concern that that person has, well, you, my pedigree chum, are not going to get your sale. And you, my pedigree chum, are not going to help that person out of their own way. So watch this. Very, very easy. Okay. And Parker's obviously been listening. He's been reading. He's been watching. But the biggest thing as well is you have to fucking put it into practice. Okay. And Parker, obviously, we've worked in the past, so you obviously know how I operate and stuff like that. So you can see it. And the minute you started talking, I just knew you were doing it. You were just in the zone and you were just moving forward. And that's what it's all about. It's just about that repetitiveness of just knowing what you're doing and where you're going. And that's all it is. Okay. So here it is. The biggest objection. Let me think about it. Let me sleep on it. Let me get back to you. Let me sit on it for a day. Let me sleep on it tonight. Let me meditate and ask my God on planet who gives a fuck. That's ultimately what they say. That's ultimately how they come at it. What is that? What's that, Jacob? If you can come off mute, buddy. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man.
Okay, what are all these things here? I'm putting you on the spot here, but what do all these things mean?
I mean, they're just trying to buy time. It's just a smoke screen.
Sure. But what are they trying to say with all those words?
Actually, that's a good question.
That's a good question.
I don't know. It's like I'm not ready to make a decision, basically, or not on this call, or
correct. All these words here and all these fancy things here, ultimately, it's a fancy word of saying the two-letter word. No, that's all it is. Let me think about it is a no. Let me sleep on it is a no. Let me get back to you is a no. Let me sit on it for a day is a no. Let me meditate and speak to God and fucking lick windows and all that bullshit that people like to do. It's a fancy word of saying no. That's all it is. Okay. So the first thing we say is, yeah, that's not a problem. Completely cool. You can do it 3 ways. Yeah, that's not a problem. Completely cool. Completely understand that, easy stuff. You take your time. More than happy for you to do that. Now, here's the key. This thing here, this word right here is the fucking bingo. Why? Let's get Conrad off. Nice to meet you, buddy. Why is that word there? This big bad boy here, why I've blackened it out. Why is that important, that one right there?
Because we want to make sure that in their opinion, actually, we can help them. We want to see why they think we can help them.
Correct. Yeah. Because this thing right here, everyone with an arsehole has one. It's an opinion. which ultimately means that it's a personal standpoint, which means that that person either believes it or doesn't believe it. So can I ask, in your opinion, Randy, before you do go and think about this or sleep on it or mull it over or speak to your wife or, I don't know, lick the window or, you know, go and pray to God or whatever it is that you may feel you need to do, you know, do you feel that this can actually get you to X, Y, and Z? Why do I say can instead of could, Brandon?
It's neutral language. You're not adding the sales pressure. You're saying, do you feel like it can, could, or can is like asking for the confirmation, where could is more of like a maybe. Yeah.
I don't like these words when it comes to closing at the end of a call. Could, might, should, would, maybe. Those words right there mean what to me? Truman? What do all those words mean?
Like kind of like theory, hypothetical.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe, should, could, would. All those words are giving me an essence of uncertainty. And I don't want uncertainty. Why? Because if that person's uncertain and I'm uncertain, well, then we're both uncertain. And then we're all just in an uncertainty fucking tug of war. We're all tugging each other off in an uncertainty little circle. And who's leading the conversation? Who's in control? Who's driving this person out of their own way? Nobody. So that's why I don't like could, would, maybe, should. Say the fucking word, can. Do you feel like this actually can get you to where you want to go? Or how do you feel? Power, certainty, confidence, conviction, strength. Those are the words that you ultimately need to stand in. Those are the elements that you want and should have when it comes to closing calls. So let's go again. So can I ask, like, in your opinion, Randy, before you do go and think about this and, you know, mull this over with your wife, like, do you feel like this actually can get you to X, Y, and Z, like you say you want to for you and your family? Next thing. Yes, I can. Yes, I feel it can. Okay, but why do you feel it actually can? Like, what is it that makes you feel what we do can actually get you to the promised land, like you said? Now, what's that going to do? It's going to reaffirm exactly why what we do can actually get them where we want to go. All I want to do in this capacity is start turning their no conversation in their head into many yeses. Because ultimately, this thing back here, as we can remember, was what? This is a fancy word of saying no. This is a fancy process of ultimately saying no. And in their mind, subconsciously, they're having a no conversation now. And all I want to do is I want to break that no, and I want to have many yeses again. Because what happens when I get many yeses, I get a big yes. That's all it is. So this right here is my no. I asked the first question. That's not a problem. Break the ice. Could I ask, in your own opinion, before you do go and think about this, sleep on it, mull it over, do you feel this can get you to X, Y, and Z? Yes, I do. Why do you feel it can? Like, what is it that makes you feel this can put you on the right path to X, Y, and Z for you and your family? So I've just got one yes. Now this is going to be a second yes. Now, in that person's mind, they've gone from negativity back to what? Positivity. In that person's mind, they've gone from negativity back to what? Oh my God, Valdez, let's kill you. So here we go again. Okay, sounds good. Now I've got double confirmation. I call that a double bind. Okay, that's a double bind in my eyes. That's a double bind when I do my shit. I got double yeses. Now I'm back in the game. Okay, sounds good. So can I ask, buddy, when you do go and think about this, what is actually coming up for you that makes you want to do that? Just to see if I can actually help with it. Now we pierce the objection. Ultimately, what I'm going to get right now is the real problem. And more often than not, it's going to be fear, money, logistics, partner, or time. This thing back here is another smokescreen. And I would go out on a limb and say this is a smokescreen too. Why? Because tomorrow I have 24 hours. Today I have 24 hours. The next fucking year I have 24 hours. So these three right here, in my opinion, and you'll always hear me say that, are the only objections that someone is actually going to come with. Okay, so remember to think about it isn't actually a real objection. And here's the other side of this. If I reach my hand out to you and you were in a spot, you know, you were in quicksand, and I said, here's my hand, my friend. I'm here to save your life. It's the Billy Show. I'm here to help you. And I stick my hand out to you and you're in quicksand and you're going down second after second after second. You wouldn't look up to me and say, yeah, let me just think about that. Why? Because you know that what I'm giving you is ultimately going to save you. So to think about it is masked in a way that is ultimately stopping that person from figuring out what they need to get to where they want to go. Okay? Once you get the real why, you can overcome the big objection, which ultimately, as I said, is either going to be fear, money, or logistics. Fear could be masked in both ways. I have fear that the program won't work. I have fear that I'm not good enough to participate. I have money concerns. My wife might not like me doing this. I may not have the 20,000 all at once. Maybe then do I need to have the conversation of a payment structure? Do I need to have a conversation of finance structure? The logistics may not work. Like for me, and this is important, I have guys that I coach who are in Australia. Now that's a logistic concern, isn't it? But why do I still get them into my programs? Because I can solve the logistics. I can figure out their problems, and I can
What did you say? Sorry, they are in what? The people that you coach?
So I have people in Australia. So this right
Oh, in
here is
Australia.
an issue. This right here is an issue for us.
Yeah.
Where I am and how I live my life, because the Australians, the logistics are, the times are just so different. But if I don't know how to overcome all these objections, how do I have all the people in my programs? Because all you got to do is figure out what they want. And then you got to make the conversation about not actually achieving what they want. And is that what's going to stop them from getting to where they want to go? Does everything that I've just gone through make sense? Everyone happy enough? Yeah? Does everyone see how this process, structure, organization, step-by-step fucking plan, whatever the hell you want to call it, can you all see how this is going to pierce through to think about it and actually get you into the conversation of what's actually the hold up here? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Anyone, any questions on that? Anyone sticking anything else? Anything that you want to go through? More than happy to go through it again. Like I said, I want all these kind of calls on Fridays to be very interactive. I don't want this whole regimental bullshit of this is the way it's going to go and that's going to do. Throw the questions. I don't care. I'm more than happy to answer anything as best I can. And I want to have a little bit of fun with these kind of things because it's Friday and it's my end to the week. I've had a long week, a big week. So I'm more than happy to have LOL time, as my kids say. So Truman, go for it, buddy.
Yeah, so I want to ask, like, so do I only use this process during the close, or just when they say this? Like, if I'm
Well, you would
beginning-
never. Well, like, when does a think about a conversation come to the fruition?
I've had it, like, if you're describing the product and they're like, oh, you know, I kind of need to think about it. It's like haven't really got to the decision of the close yet. It's kind of like in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what is it that you feel you need to think about around the elements that we've just gone through? Like, what is sticking out for you that makes you feel that you want to kind of sit in it?
Oh, okay.
Or they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you the problem. They're going to tell you the issue of what they have. Why? Because there's nowhere else for that person to go. There's no more lies that can be associated. Let's role play it. Okay. Truman, come off mute, buddy. Let's go toe to toe. Let's go for it.
Oh.
So here we go. Yeah, like I don't have a whole lot more for you, Truman. The next step from here, buddy, is obviously we get you rocking and rolling. We get you inside, buddy. Happy enough?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like I need to get back to you on this one.
Oh, you need to get back to me. Okay, this one here. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, no, that's not a problem. I can definitely appreciate that, buddy. Could I ask, you know, like in your own opinion, like before you do go and, you know, have a think about this and get back to me, do you feel like this actually can get you to 20,000 a month, like you say you want it, or how do you feel?
Yeah. I feel like it could.
Okay.
I just need to, before, move forward, I just really need to think about it.
Okay.
Take
No,
a date.
completely understand. What can I ask? Like, when you say you feel it can, like, why do you feel it actually can? Like, what is coming off you that makes you feel like what we've gone through is going to get you to 20,000 a month?
Well, I mean, I like the process. I like the sales process. I've seen that,
Yeah. Okay.
you've accomplished a lot. So, I mean, it's good.
Okay, cool. No panic. Completely fine. Can I ask them, buddy, like when you do go away and kind of think about this and, as you say, you want to get back to me about it, what is actually coming off you that makes you want to do that? Just to see where you are, if I can even help with it. Like what's coming up, would you say?
Yeah, I just like investing all that money right now. It
Right.
just seems like a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Like money aside though, for a second, like, do you feel what we do, it can get you on that path?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like if you did have 10 grand in your hand, or you did have 100 grand in your hand, like, do you feel you would do it? Or how do you feel?
Oh yeah. For sure.
Okay. Well, why do you feel you would do it? If you had 100 grand, of course, just for my own sanity.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, then I feel like I would be able to afford it and not really worry about anything else.
Okay. Now we're having a money problem. Now we're having a money conversation. It's not think about it anymore. Did everyone see that? So what is the objection? It's not a think about it. It's a money concern. There might be fear, there might be a logistics, there might be a money concern that you mightn't have it all up front. But at least now I know what the conversation is. At least now I know what we need to overcome. At least now I know what we need to push together on, which is going to help that person get into my program, my service, whatever it may be, what I'm actually helping that person with. Make sense? Happy? Okay, we're going to go one more. Conrad?
I have one question. Like, what would you
Absolutely.
say, like, if they're basically just consistently, if you're going to go throughout this process and they're going to constantly repeating themselves, like you're going to go like, what exactly, think about it. And like, they're going to just keep saying like, they want to think about it.
Do you want to role play it?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Let me go back and I'll show you. Easy stuff. Good question. Very good question. Okay, Conrad, like I don't have a whole lot more for you, buddy. Like next step from here then is to get you in the objection box, and to get you on the right path so I can give you the right coaching to 3 extra comms over the next 90 days. All right. Happy enough?
Yep.
Cool. So where do you think we should go from here then? What do you think?
Yeah, totally. Everything sounds good. Just let me think about it, and I'm gonna get back to you next hour or so.
Yeah, perfect. No problem whatsoever. Can I ask though, before you do get back to me in the next hour or two, like, do you feel in your own opinion that what we have gone through today in regards what's inside the objection box, the elite group, like, do you feel like that actually can get you to 20,000 a month, or how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel like it could potentially.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. When you say potentially, you don't sound so certain. So like, what do you feel is coming off you that makes you say potentially? Just to see if I can actually help.
Well, it's hard to say at this point. That's why I want to go take an hour and think about it.
Yeah. Okay. When you do go and think about it, like, what is actually coming off you that makes you want to go and think about it? Just to see like if we're on the same path with things.
Well, it's hard to say at this point, that's why I want to think about it.
I know, but when you say you want to think about it, like, what are the elements that are coming up that make you want to think about it? Is it the time? Is it the investment? Is it your partner? Like, what is coming up that makes you want to go away and have that like deep dive as such, just to see if we're even on the same path and if I can actually help?
Well,
now you're stuck, aren't you? You got nowhere to go. I've just pinned you. You got nowhere to go other than tell me exactly what's going on. Where can you go? Think about it. Where can you go?
Yeah, that's actually right. But you know, at least with the offer that I have, I'm selling right now, it's people, I'm trying to do a similar thing on my sales call, like whenever I have like an objection like that, but they feel like, you know, I'm not putting like personally any pressure on this, but you know, they just, I think I can feel that they want to, you know, get out of the call at this point, like as soon as possible.
Did you feel that you wanted to get out of my call, or do you think we were having an engaging conversation?
I mean, I felt like we are having an engaging conversation, but you know, I'm not sure if the type of the people that I'm dealing with, you know, usually it's a base up offer, you know, and a lot of times I'm struggling, you know, with people with not that good mindsets, I would say, and they, whenever I'm asking a question, they feel pressured. I can see it.
Well, life is pressure, buddy. Like you're not going to get to 20 grand a month. You're not going to go from 2 grand a month to 20 grand a month without fucking feeling any element of pressure, buddy. And I can stay in that pocket with them, and I can show them how to overcome their own fears, their limitations, and their own mindset. But ultimately, I got to figure out what the fuck is going on first. Like with you now, you're pinned. I didn't even finish this out because you were going to tell me exactly what the problem was. And then from there, I can reframe, I can hook, I can give the analogies, I can kind of, as for a better word, push it around and kind of bring things down. But ultimately, without you going through to think about it and getting to the real actual hesitation and the objection that's actually there, you're never going to pierce that. So I don't know what kind of marketing or what kind of people that you have in front of you, but I can guarantee you they don't have two heads. They don't speak fucking Dutch. And they're pretty much similar to everyone else on this call, which are ultimately having a little bit of fear, hesitation, and uncertainty with what they're doing and how they're doing it and how they're going to get to where they want to go. So the whole idea of, well, that wouldn't work with my prospects, believe me, buddy, I've done a tremendous amount of different offers and problems and concerns. I've sold all different types of things. Everyone is the exact same. The objections will work across the world in every capacity. Why? Because all you're trying to do is figure out what's actually the hold up and how am I going to help that person overcome their own problem. That's it. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah. I can guarantee you, if I learned exactly what your offer is and I coached you, I would 3x your revenue. 1,000%. And if I didn't, I'd give you back every cent. There's no other sales trainer that would do that for you. So that's what it's all about. You're not speaking to people that I've never heard before. It's a biz op.
Yep.
People are always going to have fear, limitations, and mindset issues. Why? Because they're trying to go from where they are, which is unhappy, to a place of happiness. You're always going to be uncertain about moving into the future. That's life. We're all uncertain about different things in life. But how do you actually overcome that with that person, with that confidence, certainty, and conviction, which is needed and wanted? That's the key. That's what we do. That's what the objection box is all about, buddy. That's what it is. This is where you make your money. You don't make your money at the top of a conversation when you say hello to somebody. This is where you make your bread and butter, buddy. This is it. This is sales 101. If you can't overcome objections, you're fucked. You will never, ever, ever get to the level that you can get to unless you actually figure out how to handle people's objections. And this is for all of you. If you can't handle objections, you're fucked. You're cooked. You may as well find a new job. Go do a 9 to 5. Because there's no laydowns in this world. There's no laydowns in sales. You might get 1 out of 15, 1 out of 20. That will be a laydown. Brandon, how many laydowns do you get?
Me, 0. Absolutely fucking 0.
Okay. Jacob, how many laydowns do you get?
I mean, they happen here and there, but not a lot.
Yeah, they're brilliant when they happen, but I can guarantee you they're not happening on a consistent basis for you to hit your targets.
Yeah.
Parker, Conrad, do you ever get a laydown? I don't think anyone.
What do you mean? What do you mean by lay down?
Lay down is someone who's coming with their credit card. Look, but I don't even need to have a conversation. I'm fucking sold. Here's my numbers.
Oh no, 0.
0. Zilch, no one. I don't know anybody that does. So unless you're able to handle objections, you're cooked. So that's what it's all about, boys. This is where it's at. This is sales 101. If you can't do this, this is like fucking putting the ball in the back of the net. If you're trying to play soccer and you're trying to be the best soccer player in the world, if you can't fucking head the ball into the net, you're fucked. You will never play professional football. You might play around with the boys around the park, making your 2, 3, 4, 5K months, but you'll never get to 20, 30, 40, 50Ks. I know that for a fact, if you can't handle objections. So this is the game.
My question for you, Bill, when you kind of looped again. It was like, yeah, I just want to go and think about it again. You made some suggestions, like I mean, so what's coming up for you? Like, is it about the money, the partner, like, or
What I
like you
wanna
made
do
some
is I want-
suggestions to have him pick, like?
Yeah, what I want to do is I don't want to play the game. I don't want to keep looping them around over and back, because that's going to piss people off. So what I do is I will drop certain elements of what it could actually be, and then that will allow that person to bring in their conversation. So once I bring it into the conversation, it's open season, which basically means that I'm basically in theory giving that person permission to tell me what the hell is going on. Do you think it's the money? Like, is it the investment? Is it possibly your partner that may not want, or, had some hesitation on this? Maybe it's the logistics. Like, just help me understand what's going on, just to see where and even if I could help. So I basically just given you exactly what you should be telling me anyway.
Mm-hmm. The toughest thing I feel on the think about it that I feel like I have is like in a biz op similar thing as Conrad is people, like, it's more about the vehicle, like they're not sure this is necessarily like the opportunity that they're, at least that this is what they say, right? But like, and
Sure.
you sort out money and stuff like that, and it's like they're brand new, they just saw the ad the day before and they did not watch that much content, like, and obviously they're just looking for ways to make income, and then when it comes down to it, it's like, yeah, I'm not sure yet, this is exactly, I have to have a bit more kind of not research, but it's like, so that's the biggest struggle I feel like with the think about it on my end.
Yeah, but if you don't get to the real objection, you'll never actually be able to help them overcome it, which is a fear, which is obviously, I'm scared of investing the money that I won't get it back out, which is a fear of what you just told me. But if you can't get it to a fear conversation, then you're fucked. You can't even overcome the fear if you can't get it past to think about it.
So then would you make suggestions of, could it be just a little bit of fear and then have that conversation after that, or?
Correct. Well, like, what you want to do is you want to have that conversation of where they feel they're at. It's kind of like the certainty that if I invest $1, I'm going to get the 10 back out. Would that maybe kind of explain what you're feeling at this moment, buddy? Yeah. Now I'm having that conversation, aren't I?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I go through to think about it and they come back to me and say, I'm just on, because they will tell you money concern is ultimately a fear too.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Money, like, if I said to you, there's a guarantee that you're going to get to 100 grand a month if you invest $10, what would you do?
I would do it.
Of course you would. Why would you do it? Because there's a guarantee there, aren't they? And I can find a contract and I can do all that kind of stuff. So the fear is not actually the money. The fear is actually, will I get it back out?
Mm-hmm.
Will I get what I want out of this?
Yeah, because anyone would put the money in if they knew they would
Correct.
get.
So it's not a money objection, it's the fear objection. So that's what I would say. So, like, if you're going through the emotions and you're getting to an understanding of money and fear, then you could drop the question of, well, like, let me ask you this. If I asked you to put $10 in and you took 1,000 out, would that be a good investment? What would Jacob say? Yes. Okay, well then, like, it kind of sounds to me that you're just looking for certainty that what we do is going to get you to where you want to go, right? Yes. Now I'm into my fear. Now I know you're in my game again. Now I know I have you. Okay.
Gotcha.
You got to get there first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to get there first. But I just wanted you all to see exactly what's inside of how you need to break this down to get to more yeses. Now, here's the other side of this, right? And here's something that most sales trainers in this world won't tell you. You're never going to get all yeses. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care how much experience you have. I don't care how much money you've made in your entire life. You, my friend, are never going to get 100 out of 100 all the time. But you got to be okay with that. My job as a coach is not to get everybody 100 out of 100. Why? Because not everybody is a good fit for what you sell. And number two, you shouldn't be selling everybody anyway. That's just the reality, because it's impossible to do it. But what I do want to concern about and what I do want to build people into is getting the sales that they should get. Because I know, hand on heart, each one of you are at least dropping 3 to 5 sales a week. Easy. And if you do the maths on that, if you're selling a 5K offer and you're making $500, that's $2,500 a week. I'm not asking you to go toe for toe, 100 out of 100. What I would ask you to do is try and save the deals that you feel you could. That's the goal. That's the key. That's where people need to be at, because that's where it's going to 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. My guy Oakley, 6x in 6.5 weeks. Why? Because I picked up the pieces that he dropped. That's what it's all about. Okay, so that's where I want all my guys to be, everyone inside my elite group, and even everyone inside this fucking program, inside this free group. If I can get you all a couple of sales extra a month or a week or whatever it may be, depending on your call volume, kudos. You go home and you bring it to your wife, you say, hey baby, we made it. Get the steaks out. Get the fucking red wine on. Let's lock and load. Truman, last question, buddy, I gotta go. Go for it.
Oh yeah, so I wanted to see like how would you approach? Well, I guess you kind of answered already, but like they say, hey, you know, I need to think about it, and they say, okay, because I've tried this stuff before, it didn't work out for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fear.
I've tried. Okay, so then
Yes.
that would just
Let me
be-
ask you this. I'm going to give you this one for free. I'm going to give this to you for free. This is a hook. This is an analogy. But let me ask you this, Truman. I can understand that you have tried things in the past. And I'll just cut to the chase with this. And this will make sense. Let me ask you this. Are you married, Truman?
No.
You're not married. Okay. Do you have a partner?
Yeah.
Okay. Your partner right now, when did you start seeing her? Or he?
Start seeing her about a year ago. It's been a year now.
About a year ago. Okay. How old are you now, buddy?
24, going on 25 next month.
Okay, awesome. When did you first kiss a girl? It wasn't a year ago, I imagine, right?
No, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, you're like 12, 13, 14, 15 years of age or whatever it may be. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just silly balls with you here. But what I ultimately mean by that, buddy, is if you stop from the first time that you got to know, or the first time that things didn't necessarily work out, you wouldn't be with your partner here today. Do you love your partner?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you stopped at the first person that you kissed, you wouldn't have got to this place in your life right now, would you?
Nah, I wouldn't.
Okay. So business and relationships and life are all about how you pick yourself up every time you get a knock. Because if you stop every time you get a no, you stop every time you fall over, I can guarantee you wouldn't be able to ride that bike around your neighborhood, would you?
Nah, no.
Okay. So if that is the case, what do you feel you need to do from here to put yourself in the best possible position to go out there and make the money that you want to make for you and your family in your future? Because if you're always in the position of stopping every time you get a no, you will never, ever, ever get to where you want to go. So what do you want? Do you want to stop or do you want to fucking achieve? Which one do you want?
Well, yeah, I wanna achieve.
Game over. I win. That's it.
Oh, I see.
I just sped that up for you. I could have went 4 or 5 layers deeper. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care what people say. I just know more often than not I'm going to win. Because all I'm trying to do is just make sense of what he's actually saying. I can understand that the fear is there because you have tried something in the past and you have failed. But life's about getting up again every time that you fall down, right? If it was the case that every time we got a no in our sales career, then that was the end, then I can guarantee you none of you would be making any money every month, would you? But why do you get up every day? And why do you fucking answer the phone? And why do you keep chasing the deals? Because there's going to be a yes. There's always a yes. And you got to understand that. You got to make that person understand that with your hooks, your analogies, your frameworks, your understanding, your consequences, your binary options. I just gave you 2 options. Do you want to stop or do you want to keep pushing towards where you want to be? I gave you both options. It's up to you which one you want, which is the binary option. You're never going to stop, are you? You're always going to push. So what do you feel we need to do from here? Well, I need to make a change. Sale. Done.
Okay.
Happy? Make sense? Everyone see that? Everyone understand that?
That was solid.
Yeah, just gave it
Sweet.
away. There you go. There's a hook. There's an analogy. There's a fear. There's a, yeah, but I failed in the past. Yeah, but that's okay. Everyone fails, buddy. Elon Musk has failed more times than most people. Why is he the richest man in the world? Because he kept going over and over and over again. Every time you fell off your bike, can you ride your bike? Yeah. Well, how many times did you fall off it before you're comfortable riding it? 100. Well, if you stopped every time you fell, would you be able to ride it around your neighborhood? Probably not. If you stopped kissing girls after the first time you kissed a girl, would you have got to your wife? Would you have had kids? Would you have a beautiful home? Would you share a great life with her? No. So easy. This game is so fucking easy when you know what you're doing.
And
It's up to each and every one of us to figure out what we need to do to get to the level where we want to be. That's it.
Out of curiosity, and I don't know, like if you're good on time or not, but like objection handling B2B versus B2C, like would their process be a lot different? I mean, the framework are probably the same, but I feel like they could be. I feel like they could be since the sales process is often longer, like they could be like more like genuine, like
Yeah, there's more decision makers. There's more people that have to say yes. There's more people that you have to overcome. It's all the same thing. But ultimately, after every business, what is involved in every business?
yeah, person.
Correct. Okay. So why does the person want to get the business to where they want it to get to? Because it's a personal standpoint. It's a personal understanding. It's a personal result. They get more comms, they get more bonuses, they get more paychecks, they get more establishments, they get more ego. That's B2B, buddy. That's what they get. All right.
But like you would not be able like to necessarily like one call close. Like
No, it doesn't have to be a one call close. It's not supposed to be a one call close when you're talking multiple six figures, because they got to get the lawyers, they got to get the decision makers on the call, they got to get all approval from the top C-suites. It's not supposed to be a one call close, buddy. It's not a $3,000 operation. It's not a fucking get rich quick scheme. You're selling services into a big business. It's never a one call close. I don't know anyone that can do a one call close in a business standpoint. Why? Because normally the person you speak to on the first time isn't actually the CEO. And even if it is the CEO, he still has multiple people that he needs to speak to agree this. Why? Because he has shareholders, he has stakeholders, he has a C-suite, he has the finance department, he has fulfillment department, he has whatever the fucking department he needs. That's what it's about.
Just wanted to understand the difference. I appreciate that.
All right, guys. Okay. Everyone happy? Everyone understand that? Everyone understand what we just did? Yeah? Happy? Makes sense? Easy? Easy peasy lemon squeezy when you know what you're doing?
Yep.
Yeah? Truman?
We need to practice it now.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah,
All right,
smooth,
guys.
smooth.
Behave yourself, guys. Any questions? Come let me know. I'm here. We ain't going anywhere. This will keep growing, keep building, keep developing. Once the spaces open up inside for the elite, I'll let everybody know. We're just kind of shutting things down a little bit at the moment, but just to make sure everyone is cool and getting to where they want to go. But we'll keep developing, we'll keep growing, we keep pushing it, because I know, hand on my heart, you know what I mean? If I can keep coach all you guys how to objection handle properly, I know for a fact you'll 10x over the next 10 years. Easy. So that's what it's all about, guys. It's about knowing what to do and how to do it as best as you can. And just go and make your money. For you, your family's your future, or whoever the hell you need to make your money for. That's what it's all about. All right? Behave. Go enjoy your weekend. Adios. Ciao, ciao.
Enjoy the weekend, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.